What is up, guys? It is Simba here, and welcome back to the channel for another League Racing video. This is round 2 of SLR for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and if you haven't seen the last video, which was in Australia, the season opener, go check it out before you see this one, because you've just been spoilt by the championship standings I'm about to show you on screen. We are currently 14th in the championship with no points to our name, and in the constructors, Shot Middle's points in Australia helped McLaren go 4th in the standings. So a few disclaimers going into this video. First of all, you're going to hear the game audio be a little bit lower than normal as we cross the line to a 28.4.
Yeah, it's just a meh banker.
And that is because SLR Corey was talking quite a lot in this video, throughout the entire stream. So I'm going to try and turn down the game audio so you can actually hear me properly instead of me trying to talk over him like it's some sort of speaking competition. So there you go. And the second part is I will be trying to emphasize certain comms throughout the video, so some parts of the video will be louder than others, just to make sure you can hear some very important comments throughout the race as we start our second lap of this qualifying session in Bahrain. We're currently P13 on the 28.4, which you heard me say earlier was a pretty meh banker. I can do stronger bankers than that, and the time is mainly in Sector 1, as we actually lose all the advantage we had out of Sector 1 through that little slide out of Turn 4, nearly doing our best Sebastian Vettel impression from 2019. So we're not really putting the lap together. We managed to gain the time back by the end of the lap. We are 2/10 up going out of the final corner. Wasn't the best run out of there, and we're going to cross the line, and it's going to be a 1:28.1.
I don't know what's going on, I just can't put the lap in and I'm just scuffing it one way or another.
And there you go, we're simply just not having much confidence in this session. Despite doing a lot of practice, I was quite confident in practice, but when it comes to the real thing, I was pretty nervous throughout this session. But we're going to try and put those feelings aside and go out for one last run. So, 45 seconds on the clock as we cross the line, DRS wide open, barreling our McLaren towards turn number 1, where you want to brake at the 100-meter board, and that's exactly what we do. But unfortunately for us, we brake a little bit too late, and we completely missed the apex at turn 1, and we've lost nearly a tenth on that first sector, and that is where we're losing the most time. So this has really been a poor start to the lap for us. As we go through turn 4 though, we're going to try not to lose the rear end, short shifting to 5th gear for the traction at the exit of the corner, and we gain most of that 10th back. But you can see the first sector split there. It's a 28.485, which is a very poor first sector, and I know I can go a lot quicker than that over one lap, especially in that first sector. And turn 8 again, we just lose some time when we don't really need to lose time. Through turns 9 and 10, we made a bit of a hash of it last season, where we tried to go for pole position. This time, we gained some of the time back again, so we are really fighting with the delta at the minute as we go up towards turn 11, where the 50-meter board is normally knocked down. But again, we lose time on the exit, and again, we're just fighting with the delta back and forth here. Going into turn 13, it's a 6.3, so that middle sector was actually quite decent, but the first sector's really letting us down here. We gained time on the exit of turn 13, which is really frustrating because we didn't really nail the corner. And going into the last corner, which is basically 2 corners here, the corner and then the exit towards the line, we lose half a tenth on the exit again, and across the line we go. It's a 28.0.
What?
And you can hear SLR Corey's shocker BRT Griffith's lap time, a 27.4, less than half a second, covered the top 10. And we were just outside of it. A really sweaty qualifying session, really. Everyone is so quick around here. So to be P11, it wasn't too discouraging. But now, looking back at the qualifying session and looking back at the really scruffy laps that we did, I really do feel like we dropped at least 2 tenths on the table, especially in Sector 1. So, you know, we could have done a low 0.8, low 27.8 in that session. And that would have been good enough for P8. So we really could have got into the top 10 if we really just nailed the lap properly. But P11 it is. We're not too far off the top 10, and we're going to start on the hard tyres. We're going to go to the medium tyres, which is a very popular choice amongst most drivers on the grid. But the race is where you score points, and that's exactly what we're going to look to do in the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we are underway in the Sakir Desert, and the start isn't great. You can see we just have a little twitch of oversteer going into the higher gears, but we're going to see if we can try and recover some places going into turn 1. We're going to try round the outside. I think Race Roller has not managed to make the corner, and he's gone round, and Elite Risks looks like he's bogging down as well. He literally joined mid-qualifying and had no practice, but it's 3 wide between an Alpine, a Haas and a Red Bull. Jitto absolutely sends it. He spins round, and it looks like there's going to be a bit of chaos around us as people are trying to find space on the track. We nearly made contact with Crispy, but through turn 6.
Haas.
Crispy again. Crispy again.
What's it doing, Crispy?
I'm
Oh yeah,
P14
Crispy
from the back.
Unbelievable.
Well, have you got any damage, mate?
I'm going to hit him when I see him, for sure.
It's gonna be marketing.
Idiot.
You beached?
Safety car?
Yeah.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
The start has not gone to plan. We have managed to collide with Crispy for the second race in a row. Darren, you heard in the background, immediately asking me if I got damage. It turns out that we do not have damage, but the problem is we are now at the rear end of the field, realistically. Andrew's got caught out as well, but yeah, you can hear me in the background saying that there's a massive split in the train. Now, that's the worst case scenario because Bahrain is a DRS train. It is a track that is very hard to overtake in despite having several overtaking opportunities, which I find quite ironic in this sense. But that means we've completely disconnected from the race leaders. So there's already a glass ceiling to what we can get in this race, and that collision with Crispy isn't going to do us any favours.
What is he fucking doing?
Right, we need to get past.
Who was it?
Use overtake. Use overtake.
Yeah, who is it?
Louis or
Louis,
And you can hear my teammate at the front of that train, shut middle. He's not happy with the debuting Louis in the Haas. I think they might have made a bit of contact, but yeah, you can also hear some more comms going on. You can hear Darren say that there's no grip on these hard tyres, and I can agree with him. The hards do feel pretty terrible at this stage of the race. Darren ended up qualifying last, which really went to show that he was really struggling around here, but he's actually found himself ahead of us like he is in the Drivers' Championship. So, here we go then. Lap 4, someone else is in. I think that is Riggsy. He's in the pits. Darren opens his DRS a little bit late, so we're going to try and pounce on that. And we draw alongside our bro, going into turn 1. The two bros side by side, but the older brother gets the job done. Very easy move, and we are up into 15th place. Just behind our teammate as Sem's gone round for a spin. You can hear me say that in the background as Andres he's trying to get a recovery drive going on, and he's pounced on the overtake that we made on Darren, and now he's passed the Williams as well. So Darren has lost 2 places there in the space of a few corners. But for us, another place gained in this Grand Prix. We're back up to P14 after dropping to P18 at the first lap. So we are slowly starting to make progress, and we are right behind our teammate Shut Metal just in front of us. So lap 6, we are right behind our teammate. We've managed to push on and get into his DRS range. So this is a good start, and you're going to hear a bit of comms between the two McLaren drivers.
Symbol, pull to the right hand side. What's...
Yeah, copy, mate. Just make sure Andres doesn't cause any problems. The Legend 27. No, just stay in front, I'm not close enough. If they check back there.
I'm gonna hold you up though. Oh, fucking...
No, it's fine, just stay in front of me, then we'll find a good time to swap.
So there you go, you can hear us talking about swapping the cars. Metal doesn't want to hold me up, but you could see there I wasn't close enough going into turn 4. So we're going to wait until the next lap, or the end of this lap really, lap 7, going on to lap 8. We are 2.5 seconds behind Ham, who has got damage on his front wing. So Metal doesn't want to hold us up, and we're going to see if we can pass him and complete this very easy switch. There you go, he's not going to fight. We don't use ERS, because that's the last thing you want to do around a circuit that is normally a DRS train. We get past our teammate, and there you go, team orders executed to perfection, and we are up into P13 in this race. But Andres, again, just like with Darren, he is going to try and pounce on this going into turn 4, and unfortunately for our teammate, he has lost 2 places.
Unlucky medal.
Alright, yeah.
And you can hear me say,
Yeah,
unlucky mate, because that was the last thing we needed. And speaking of the devil himself, here's Andres passing us on lap 12. He was just basically sticking with us so far this entire race. So, yeah, we don't fight him. We're going to see if we can take us towards Ham. And we were struggling to catch him in clean air. So we're going to see if we could just follow the Haas and see and just hope that he can take us towards the Williams.
Oh dear. I completely forgot. Oh my god. I just got a 1.7 second pit stop.
So, we skipped to lap 16. SLR Corey's accidentally managed to double stack with his teammate Midzi. And speak of the devil himself, going into turn 1.
Yeah, what Midsy's doing? He's just completely...
Yeah, I don't know why I pit there. I should have stayed out. Idiot.
What's he doing? How has he got DRS on that as well?
What an idiot I am. Why did I do
I don't
that?
know why he sent that. You're on cold ties, you knobhead.
I've definitely lost time, for sure. Like, I'm going to come
Well,
behind you now. I'm gonna
Not
come
ideal.
out finally.
I've managed to sound like Kimi Räikkönen and Fernando Alonso in one video, which is fantastic. But, yeah, Midzi has made contact with us. He did apologise to me after the race. So, and luckily none of us got damage on any of our cars. So he can continue doing his thing near the front of the field. And we cut to lap 17 and we're going to try and overcut on some of the cars around us. Well, I say around us, we're kind of just stranded most of this race. But we're going to pit for a set of medium tyres on an overcut attempt on SLR Ham. But the pace wasn't really there. And when he had a full front wing, he seemed quite a way quicker.
He's going to be on cold tyres, though. Yeah, you keep battling, you two. You keep battling.
And you can hear Corey continue to talk as I'm saying hi to Darren for the first time since lap 5. He was really struggling with straight line speed. His setup really wasn't there. But for us, we're going to come out in P13 just ahead of Rigsy. Now, that's good, but that means we've got some defending to do the minute we come out of the pits on these medium tyres, because these tyres are going to be colder. Rigsy's tyres are in much higher temperature than ours. You can see we're using the ERS, looking to try and make sure we keep position because we don't want to be behind the Alpha Tower. We go a little bit wide at turn 4, but we managed to get just enough traction out of the tyres, just about to stay ahead of him.
Oh yeah, penalties.
So Rigsy nearly overtook us, but we actually managed to defend the position pretty well. So I was actually quite happy about that. Clean air for us. Rigsy is going to be behind us for this lap as we try and warm up the tyres, but once we get up to speed, we should be able to pull away from him. And that is exactly what we're looking to do. So lap 19, going into turn 1, there's a yellow flag.
Oh, yellow. Safety car or something, please, man.
Okay, clear.
And you can hear Corey hoping for a safety car, and I can't blame him. This race was very, very boring. I'm not going to lie. Bahrain is just a very boring race in this division. It's normally a massive DRS train for the entire race, where saving ERS is the main priority. But for us, we just need to keep pushing. We've managed to gap Andres and Rigsy, who are fighting each other. So we're still ahead of the Haas as we set our 31.1. And lap 21, Andres is trying to put some pressure on us for P12, but he goes for a spin.
Slow down. Oh, ram into each other. Not for the
You can hear me say that Andres has spun, but realistically, nothing is going to happen for the next couple of laps.
Yep.
Agreed.
So Simba, what are we going to talk about in the video then?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Qualifying.
Maybe
Oh
the
no,
fact
crispy again, and and cheeseburgers. That's literally it.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, and no points.
Yep.
And you can hear Corey taking the piss there on lap 26. But yeah, there's not much to talk about in this race. It's not been a classic. Sorry about that, guys. We've got Luis right behind us. He was causing our teammate problems earlier. And we are going to have a battle for P12. Or so I thought. Because coming out of turn 10, he's had a spin. So that means we've managed to get P12 on lock. And what Corey said earlier about the cheeseburgers, that's an inside joke between us. So that's all I'm going to say. As Crowding wins the race, we skipped to the last lap. We've got P12 on lock. But it turns out BRT Griffiths wins the race. And that's his first win in this league. After not even completing the first 2 corners in Australia, he wins in Bahrain. So fair play to him. Congrats to him for the win. Turner finishes second ahead of Midzi, which is crucial for the championship standings I'm going to show you later. But meanwhile for us, we're going to go for the fastest lap. You can hear Corey refusing to shut up in the background, but we come around the last corner. It's not going to be a new PB, but a massive relief that this race is over.
Yeah. Actually, don't quit yet. Don't quit.
And there you go. You can hear my Toto Wolff table smash as we get really close to Hams Williams, as close as we've done all race. But there you go. A very long race comes to an end. P12 for us. Merckx gets driver of the day. He manages to finish 9th in this race, and I want to give a shout out to him because he messaged me afterwards saying that, you know, things just aren't going your way at the minute, but if you get that one lap in qualifying, if you get that one race, things will get better. And yeah, that's what I told him. I told him I'm going to keep pushing and see if we can get the result. But I think today's race really just sums up how I'm finding league racing at the minute. I am putting in quite a couple of hours for each race to try and get quicker and quicker. That was the goal for this year in 2023, to try and get even better than we were last year when we turned assists off. But right now, it feels like we've hit a bit of a stumbling block. We've hit a wall, and this race pretty much sums up that wall that we are trying to knock down. So P12, 36 seconds off the race leader, which kind of sums up that, you know, even if we did have a good race today, that breakup of the train on the first lap really decided things, and it's really not been a good start to our season. It's very frustrating. I think we just need to try and reset our entire mentality and just go again. You can see in the championship we are one of 5 drivers yet to score, which is really, really disappointing because we could have done a lot more in the first 2 races, and in the constructors we dropped to 7th. So medals, points are the only things that we can talk about at the minute, which really just show that we really need to get our act together in the next coming races and try and get some form together, because we're definitely capable of a lot more than this. But yeah, if you somehow enjoyed that, leave a like. But we'll try and go again in Saudi Arabia. So until then, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.